Well, let's start things off with a high five.
Oh, there we go.
You go to bed at night knowing that you produce what many call the best TV show on the air right now.
Oh,
What is that feeling like? I mean, look at all this behind you. This is all because of your show. Do you still marvel over that 4 seasons in?
It doesn't feel real. It's like one of those situations where it's like, I love this comic book. It's this little black and white comic that's just great, and I love television, and the idea that something that we're working on is the type of thing that I would have been excited about as a kid, that I'd be excited about now, is amazing to me, you know? So honestly, it's an honor and a blessing.
Absolutely. Now, I know you have put them through hell and back.
That's right.
And it's only going to get worse, if I understand correctly.
Oh, yeah.
What more do these poor people have to go through?
Well, honestly, it's like some of them are still living, and that's a problem. They have all their limbs, also a problem, and they haven't been entirely beaten down. No, I joke because I love, but it's the truth though. Is that what I love about this is you get so attached to these characters, and that when they hurt, you hurt, and then it's like there's moments of levity. Like, you know, honestly, last year in Scott Kimball's episode Clear, there's a moment where Carl wants that picture of his mom, and it's in a room filled with zombies, but he knows that his mom is gone. This is the only picture that he has, the only rem that he has, because there's no internet, there's no Instagram, all that stuff is gone. And Michonne gets that. So she's like, you know what, I got this. And that moment to me was amazing. I was like, right, it's a quiet moment, right? She comes out, she hands him the picture, and they just have a look. And that to me is like, as meaningful and as emotional as any of the bigger moments, the big action sequences or the big emotion, but it's that little quiet moment where I just care how they're feeling, and I'm like, I just marvel at the actor's ability to pull it off and the writer's ability to write it.
Well, speaking of the ability to pull it off, I heard at the panel today, or at the press conference today, that there was a little bit of teasing that there might be a Michonne and Rick romance, because they can both empathize and come from the same place. Is it beyond you to maybe throw something wild like that out there?
I'll tell you, you know,
or is that too far-fetched?
No, it's one of those things that's kind of like an internet movement that sort of like picked up steam in the last like little bit, but like we never. Robert's like, he goes, just you watch. Once Sarah Wayne Callies passes and Andrew doesn't make it out, like they're gonna say Michonne, and we're like, nah, it's never gonna happen. And it's picked up this weird momentum. And then Norman, and then Norman Reedus was like, well, I'll join in. We'll make it a threesome.
Right.
And we're like, that's maybe not our show, but like, you know, could be a great DVD extra.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think anybody was giving it real credence until today. And I'll tell you, there's been a lot of emails going back and forth about like, So I'm making no promises.
Okay.
And we're already pretty far into the season on the shooting side. That said, you know, I look for that relationship to get more interesting.
Okay, cool. And what can you tease about Glenn and Maggie's relationship? I heard that there's some steaminess in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Sexy time? They make time for sexy time.
Full sex time. Well, you gotta love, honestly, like Steven Yeun in season 1, when he came in, he was just like, he was the comic relief. He was this little scrawny kid, and like he's jacked now. Like he takes off his shirt, the girls go wild. Like it's kind of nuts. And like Lauren Cohan, she's hot. So like, come on, as a producer, am I not going to try to get those guys sexy? We got to get to sexy time.
Of course.
We got to get to sexy time.
And lastly, just any other teasers, anything you're really excited for the fans to see, maybe something that they wouldn't surprise, or they would be surprised by?
You know, I think, honestly, the opening of this episode, like literally the first scene of 401, our first episode, I think people are going to be like totally on their feet. They're not going to know what to make of it.
Really?
Yeah, because I think we're going to start the characters in an entirely different position, and people are going to be like, oh, like what's going on here? And then I think quickly they'll be able to pick up and catch up with it, but like literally watch those first 3 minutes and you'll be like, oh, this is something different. We're taking it to a whole new place. And I think it's gonna be a richer, denser, thicker stew.
Ooh, steamy.
Yeah.
Wait, I just thought of one last question, seriously. The governor is not in the trailer, but he was on the panel today. Can you kind of tease how he's gonna be integrated into season 4?
That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
That's a nice thought.
Pretty interesting, huh? Yeah, the governor, like, we don't know where he went.
Yeah.
What happened
Are
to
you
him?
gonna sprinkle him in somewhere?
I mean, he was on the panel, but he wasn't in the trailer. So like, what do we make of it? Like, he'll probably, I would imagine he'll be back at some point.
Okay.
But when? This season? I don't know.
All right, I like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.